And I'm here.
There you are.
Sorry.
Good evening, Eric Cohen.
Good evening, Nancy Kelly. I've got a, as you can see, I've got a gig behind me here.
You have a
Uh,
jazz band.
I got a band behind me here, except I'm blocking the trumpeters. So uh, I'm gonna.
There you are. Oh, gotta turn that.
Sorry. I'm gonna. Oh, I make that mistake a lot. I am gonna switch over though to my regular. There's our regular timeout background. So anyway, and we are all set. We're streaming in multiple places right now.
Yes, we are.
And
I pulled it off pretty good today. It went pretty well.
Excellent. Well, it is good to be back with you. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go to my page and make sure that.
I'm sorry I made everybody watch the Bills game. I think I jinxed it.
Yeah, the bill.
I jinxed it.
I don't know. It was not their best day.
I like what you said. You said it didn't even seem like they were even in it. I don't know. I don't know how much hanky panky goes on in the football world. It goes on everywhere. I mean, are people, to your knowledge, are people sometimes told it might be better if you didn't win? Does anything like that ever happen to your knowledge?
Might be better if you didn't win?
You didn't win, yeah.
No. I
You
don't
ever wonder about that? See, I don't trust anyone or anything anymore.
No, I don't. It's always better to win, I think. But
no, I just mean, the money changers make decisions sometimes.
I mean, they were up 9. They were up 9-0.
Yeah, I know.
And it kind of went.
I'm being paranoid.
downhill from there. How's your week?
Very well. I've had a wonderful week. It's just been wonderful. As you know, I supplement my heat with a wood stove. So it's very cold out, and we've really suffered through some cold weather this last week. But I have that wood stove, and it's just precious. It's wonderful. So warm. My heater doesn't even come on. The whole house. It heats the whole house.
I've got my fireplace. Here's my.
Is that a little gas fireplace?
What's that? Yeah, no, it's an electric. Yeah.
Well, you could warm your tush.
Let me tell you, if I turn this thing on right now,
you would be able to sit there.
I'm gonna have one hot ass. Let me tell you that.
Wow.
Did I just say ass?
I'm leaving that one alone.
Sorry.
I'm leaving that one alone.
I will. No, it does warm your. There's actually a Yiddish tuchus. That's what they call it.
Is that a Yiddish word? We love the Yiddish words. We used one of my favorite ones before we went on the air, and I said that today for me was a little meh.
Meh. Yeah. It was. But hey, you were on television this past week.
I was. The Syracuse Sammies asked me to do a thing, and of course it was sort of funny. I thought, did they think I would say no? I wanna help all the people that want to try and win a Sammy.
Well, you did a great job. People can still see this segment on your page. They do a nice interview with you. You did a great job promoting our show. Thank you, darling.
Well, I forgot to say the name of the show. It's a little, I don't know, doing really live like TV shows is different than doing this.
Yeah.
And everything was you and I, we could sit here and look at each other for 5 minutes and not say a thing. But on TV, that's really regimented. And I was very impressed with how those two, I thought to myself, how did they know when I was going to not talk? Because I was going on and on about this. And boy, that guy came right in. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, Steve Infante. Yeah, he's been there a while. He did
he's good.
Yeah.
Now, is that young lady a regular, or I don't know why I was under the impression she was somebody different.
I'm ashamed to admit that I have not seen her before.
Yeah, I think she was new that day, but boy, she did a terrific job. And my daughter made a wonderful point. She said, was it my daughter? Who was I talking to? Oh boy, I hate this. Somebody said it really seemed like they. Oh, it's my sister.
Ah, your sister.
Yeah, and she said it really seemed like they were honored, like to have you there. It was like they looked kind of, wow.
Well, you are a special person in this community, and you talked me up, which was nice, and you talked up our show, and then they I think they took a break and then came back and played one of your recordings from Subcat Studios. You do in the Great City, and it was just a great.
When it got to the solos, I thought, I wonder if they'll let it keep playing through this.
Yeah.
I was so glad they did. But then I went back and I told them, you have to credit. I said, you have to credit the musicians. Wherever this thing goes up, those guys have to be credited, because
yeah,
I can't do what I do without those fellas, you know?
No, that was quite a night for you at Subcat with those guys. One of whom is hopefully going to be. Can't believe we haven't had him on as a guest yet, but we're hoping that maybe we'll have him on sometime in March, and that's our dear friend, Mr. Joe Corello.
Yeah, I talked to Joey yesterday. Yeah. He said, oh my God, I'd love to do it. I'm thrilled. I think he's going to make a great guest. He is a funny guy, and he's got all these great stories. That's what we kind of like to hear all the silly stories. And we're looking forward to see. I know Joe's going to have some, our guest who's coming on.
Oh yeah.
Having lived in Central New York and now in New York City, I don't know how long he's been down there. It'll be fun to talk about all that.
Yeah, and by the way, just so people know, this year's Sammy Awards will not be live, but they are going to be streamed free on March 5th, live from Subcat Studios. People can check out more by visiting the Sammy website, SyracuseAreaMusic.com. And it's funny, they talked to you about being in the Sammy's Hall of Fame. You do remember who inducted you, right?
Wait, did you?
Yes.
Wait, no, I don't remember.
Yeah, I was hoping maybe you'd kind of say, well, it just.
I was waiting like you said it. You were.
Well, this was back when the Sammys was, and we're not gonna go too much longer on this, because we got a song to play and we've got an amazing musician to bring on. It was when the Sammys was still at the Taste of Syracuse.
And the Landmark Theater.
No. When you were inducted into the Hall of Fame, it was at Taste of Syracuse.
What's that? Taste of Syracuse? Like on this? Oh, on the big stage there.
Yes. And I inducted you, and guess where you were? You were 3,000 miles away. You pre-recorded your acceptance.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's why. Come on, Eric. That's why I don't remember. I was in LA working.
You were in LA. I don't remember
But I do remember. Now you're bringing back my memories. So I remember you and I are bringing back. Well, come on. I'm old.
You're not old.
I am old. My brain is old.
Stop it.
I remember I came to WAER and we recorded it.
Yes.
But we pretended that it was live.
Yes, that's you're not
pretended.
You're letting people in on a secret.
Care.
Hey, just very quickly, we got to do this. Let's just say hi to our faithful viewers who are joining us. We love these people. Beth Ann Dice, Joe Corello. I see Joey hopped in. We've got Donna. Both of our Donnas.
I don't get to see who. I don't know how you see that on my desktop. I don't see who's watching.
We've got Beverly Church Hogan, Steve DeProw, Deborah Ford, and she's back again. My dear friend Renee Maccabee down in Florida. Renee likes to give me a lot of what for the great weather that she experiences down in Florida.
It's lovely. I was saying to my sister today, I miss my friend Paulie Russo and his wife Patty. Always had me at their place. They were in Hollywood, and
Hollywood, Florida.
Oh God, I miss going down and playing Miami, and I just miss it. I didn't think I liked it, but now I realize how much I liked it. You know how life works funny that way. You think, I don't like Florida, but now I really miss it.
Well, anyway,
I'm sorry about this. I'm new to the Restream. we're using Restream, and it does say that our guest is Judy Wexler. So I needed to go in and fix that.
All right.
But everybody knows that it's Joe Megs, and we're gonna play something.
Hey, Rosalind, nice to have you. And again, thanks to Renee for being here, and everybody who's going to be joining us throughout the show. So,
you want to tell people a little bit about this thing I'm going to play?
Sure. It's actually, you know what? I can actually. Well, I was going to share the. Actually, yeah. You know what? I'll share the album it's on just for a couple of seconds. We are going to hear one of Joe's original songs. Joe's written a lot of original material, and it's a cut you can find on this album. Joe Magnarelli in strings, orchestration by Marty Scheller. The album is My Old Flame, and we're going to hear Joe Magnarelli original, after which we'll have Joe joining us. The song we're about to hear is called High Bridge.
Oh, wait. I always do this, everybody. Please, people, don't behead me. Wait, I always forget to do the thing with the sound. Which one do I want? I want this one. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hello to you're here. Here we are.
Am I here?
You have seen. Now you make it okay for Eric to have his background.
No, that's cool, you know what? I'm gonna take that off, man. I don't know. How do I take that off?
Eric's the pro at that. He's Mr. Background. Go ahead, Eric.
I'm gonna take it off.
I was getting worried, Joe. I just saw you call me for a second
ago.
I'm like,
what was happening? That's all. Hey, baby, something that's too much, man. Yeah. Oh no, turn off.
Yeah, that's good.
Light, please. This light. Thanks.
It looks like you're right on the edge of the sun there.
Say hello to my wife.
Oh yes,
of course. Yes, let's bring.
Okay, she's gonna.
Connick,
She's gonna.
Oh, you got to bring her on at some point. I mean, I used to. I played her religiously on my B3 Bonanza.
No,
oh, now.
That's so good.
Yes.
Yeah, you like that.
We'll get it. Don't worry, we're all chill. Everybody that watches us is chill.
Maybe if I point it the other way. Hold on. How about if I go this way?
You need light coming at your face.
At my face. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's no good.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit at the table. No, I'm cool.
We'll get this all figured out. All right.
Yeah.
So Joe Magnarelli is joining us, and I hope we're going to be. We are going to be blessed. All
right, cool.
That's fantastic.
Good.
We can see.
That's fantastic. Where is it? Can we say hi to Akiko?
Well, we have to. She wants to clean up a little bit. Maybe she's out.
All right, listen. That's fine. Tell her I totally get that.
And look at you.
I get that. I'm that chick. I am that chick. Like, I apologize to the UPS guy.
No.
Oh man,
no, you don't.
Shit. I'm like, no.
That's something else. Can't relate.
You're lucky. Oh. Well, you are a person who, I mean, your ego is in check, Joe. It really is.
Oh.
You are a dear, wonderful person, and it came through that cut that we just heard. It was so filled with just romance and just beautiful passion. Who was the trio? I mean, I know you had an orchestra, but who was the trio?
It was David Wong played bass.
Oh yeah.
On that cut, it was Vince Cherico played drums.
Oh, I've worked with Vince. He's wonderful.
Yeah, Vince, right? And Rick Germanson played piano on the whole record.
Sure, I know that name.
You know, there were two drummers on that record. I had Jimmy Wimworth, originally from Utica, New York, on some of it.
Nice.
And the other half was Vince, who I was working with at the time. We were in Ray Barretto's sextet together. So, yeah, familiarity.
What year was that record?
I recorded that in 2010, and at the time I was working with Marty Scheller and studying with him a little bit. So he I thought it would be a good collaboration. I was in a kind of a drought. I was done with Crisscross. I did a couple of records for Reservoir. One as a leader, but
I remember that label. Are they still around?
He went out of business around 2009. So I thought, I'll pay for one myself. So I figured I'd go big time.
Well, I did that with the last record, and I'm still paying for it. I'm still paying for it. It's like, because you get into it, and then you go, oh, this we gotta finish this the right way.
Yeah, of course.
And then you go, well, where are we gonna get this money from? And I did like a couple fundraisers, but at some point I had to get out the plastic.
Oh yeah.
But there's no labels. I mean, there's no, we have this conversation a lot on this show. I mean, they really, really, really are fussy about, the three labels that are left or whatever. They're so some of us are out here trying to pave our way still.
Yeah, I can still remember your first record. What was it? That was the Why Not record, huh?
Yeah, that was Crisscross. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was you and Eric Alexander,
Kenny Washington, Peter Washington, Renee Rosnes.
Woo!
Oh man, Renee is a badass. She is bad, man.
Yeah, she sure is, man. She sure is. She's so talented. I can tell you Renee Rosnes' story if you want.
We want all your stories. We want whatever stories you have.
I'm going to adjust my iPad because my wife has been so kind to give me this little stilt.
You got a little ring light. You need that, yeah.
How's that? Hold on. A little bit up like that. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, a little better.
It was fine before, actually.
All right, anyways.
fine.
So, anyways, I was out with the Carnegie Hall band, and she was playing piano, and we were somewhere, in the South Carolina or something, and it was really my first time on the gig with her, and so Faddis tells the saxophone section, play any note, and he would just go, he'd point to the section, and 5 guys would go blah, and you talk about Gary Simone and Dick Oates, Frank West, Jerry Dodgen, and who was the other tenor? I forgot who the other tenor was. So you talk some bad dudes. So like 5 cats just go blah, and then Rini in like not even a second would just play the chord on the piano, and she would do that every night. It was a bit,
And even though they weren't actually playing a chord, they were just
they weren't playing a chord. They were playing 5
But she picked out
notes.
The individual notes and then played them.
Yeah, they weren't playing a chord. They were playing 5 random notes
in
any octave.
Whoa. Wait a minute. This conversation is unreal. Wait. So
yeah,
she has perfect pitch then?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
okay. I was going to say, because you couldn't.
But I mean, it's beyond that, though. It's beyond that. It's beyond perfect pitch. It's another level because she was able to instantaneously hear 5 pitches in different octaves and play them on the piano and nail it every night. Maybe one night she went like, oh, and then she went like that.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, anyway, that's my Rini Rosner story.
But isn't that those moments for me, being a vocalist, it's a different thing sometimes. But I learned so much from those people. I just learn, and they send me to places I would never go otherwise.
Right.
And that's the thing I love about people in that level of expertise. There's Rini.
Yeah.
Well, tell everybody now. She's married.
You have that vibe though. Your vibe is like you let anything happen on stage.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I want it.
You can roll with it, man.
Yes, she can.
No, I can. Yeah, hand it to me. Go ahead and hand it out. I'll dish it back. That's jazz, good. Baby. That's jazz. That's real
right.
Jazz.
Exactly.
There's not a lot of singers. There's a lot that do that or can do that.
Right. I mean, well, you come from a different era, man. You're different. It's different.
Old school. Old school.
Yeah, old school. You pounded it out. You pounded it out night after night, man.
Thank you for recognizing that. But so did you, man.
I was just coming up when you were hitting your prime.
You remember, Mags?
Wait a minute, I still got some prime in me.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's not what I said. I'm just
kidding.
saying, Yeah, no, I know. Believe me.
Do you remember?
I'm sorry, Eric. We're so excited. We got all these things to talk about.
No, I was going to ask Joe. I feel like you've been called Mags by so many people. I was going to ask Joe. Do you remember the first time that you saw Nancy?
Oh, don't talk about me. Don't.
Well, no, I do. You were playing with Ludovico, a drummer.
Oh yeah, Vinny Ludovico.
Vinny Ludovico and Peter Mack. And
that was an interesting organization.
Right? That was your band, right? For a minute.
I don't remember.
Yeah, well, I remember that's the first time I heard
Vinny
you.
Ludovico, man, I haven't heard that name in like 30 years.
But that's how far back I go with you, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Joe goes further back with you than I do.
Yeah.
Well, you're just a baby boy.
I'm just a baby.
You're just a little baby boy.
You guys look great, man. Both of you. You look great.
I got good lighting.
Yeah. A lot of grays here, Joe.
I just turned
me
70.
Too, man. Me too.
I turned 70 years old in October.
Oh, you look fantastic, man.
Well, the lighting makes me look fantastic.
Hey, Nancy, I believe.
I feel good, man. I'm still
good. God bless you, man. God bless you.
Thank you.
We have Nancy. We have to wish a happy belated birthday to our guest.
When was it?
Friday.
Yeah.
Wow. So, which one was it?
61. Roger Maris.
Wait, look at you, man. What are you talking about? Look at you. You get more handsome and more handsome and more handsome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hey.
Especially at 61.
Well, men do. Men get, in my opinion, men as they age get more handsome. We women have to really freaking work at it.
Oh, come on.
Well, you're doing a good job. You know, you're doing a good job. You know.
Seriously, that does not look 70 right there, and you don't look 61. So
No.
Well, I feel it sometimes.
Oh, today I couldn't move. My arthritis was so bad. I'm not gonna complain, but today was bad, rough day. I don't know whether the weather. Are you getting this cold down there? Where are you guys?
We're having a storm right now.
No shit. Are you in New York or are you in Jersey? Where are you?
I live in Brooklyn. I live in South Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Manhattan for many years. I lived in about 17 years in Manhattan. But I moved to Brooklyn. I moved to the Bronx first after Manhattan, and then I moved to Brooklyn. And I'm really happy out here. I like it out here. You know, I'm real close.
How far out are we? Where are you? I lived in Brooklyn for a while.
You know where the Verrazano Bridge is?
Yes.
Sure.
I live down the street from
the
Verrazano
isn't that
Bridge.
near the Navy Yard? Isn't there? Didn't they just build a Wegmans there, man?
No, not really. Maybe more east. Well, I'm the very south of Brooklyn. Like I'm the southern tip of Brooklyn.
So
that's where I live. Yeah.
So what train do you have to take in? That stinking F train?
I take the R train.
Oh.
R train. The last stop. Yeah.
Now you got some peace and quiet. You did the smart thing. You established your career in the city. You put your career on the map, and then you met your lovely wife, and here you are.
Yeah.
This is the way it should be done, Joe. This is
it's perfect right now. I mean, you know, we love it here. We have a really nice situation here. So, you know, I wish I owned my place, but I have some real estate up in the Bronx. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the future, but. Right now, I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen in general, you know. Yeah.
And
hey, do you mind if I just go and get a glass of water for 1 second? I'm gonna 1 second.
Oh, you put that.
Yeah, Joe did a little birthday live stream on his birthday with.
Yeah, we did a little trio session. Yeah,
I worked with that drummer.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
I'm a drummer freak, man. I'm a freak for drummer.
Fuku.
You play with Fuku?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I played with him at a little date I did with John DiMartino, some little club in New York. I don't know what it was. One of those things that Ari put together. Yeah.
Ari Silverstein?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I know Ari. Ari's a big fan of Akiko too.
Yeah, well, he's like, you know, he's the jazz goddess.
Yeah,
you know, he's at everyone's gigs. He loves it, man. He makes a great living at being a realtor.
Yeah.
And it affords him to go out and go to everyone's gigs. He's very supportive of everyone's
Very
gigs.
supportive, man. Very supportive. Nice cat, man. Really nice guy. Old school, you know. Oh my God. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is that recent?
That was, I think, I found this I think was 2018 or 19.
They're showing a picture of us on the screen. You see that?
Yeah, Akiko should check this. Either Joe is very tall or Akiko.
I'm just trying to look at that. Oh, that's my brother's house, I think. No, that's my sister's
very
house.
Pretty.
That's in Syracuse.
Oh, really?
That's a Syracuse.
Yeah, we took that in Syracuse, yeah.
How long ago?
Probably like last year or 2 years ago.
I think it was 2019 or.
Yeah, last year, yeah. Yeah.
She's going, oh no, take it down.
All right.
No, she's cool.
So tell us. Akiko and I have had a couple conversations too. So, you know, I admire her greatly. How did you meet your wife?
Yes.
Please. I met her at a club out in Elmont, New York called, what was that club called? Mixed Notes. And we were both working out there with Jerry Weldon. And
Jerry's my boy, you know that.
Jerry Weldon's name comes up during every one of our shows.
But Jerry is everywhere. Like everywhere you look.
Jerry was actually sitting right here where I'm sitting 2 nights ago.
What?
Jerry was actually here where I'm sitting 2 nights ago.
Was he?
Yeah.
You were having some dinner together?
No, he came over and hung out on my birthday. Actually, you know, truth be told, I had a gig with him the night before. We worked out in New Brunswick. And I left a couple things behind because it was so cold. My brain started to like close on me. So he came over for my birthday and dropped the stuff off. So we had a good time. We've been working together lately, Jerry and I. We used to work together. I mean, we've been working together since '87, but we've been playing a lot of quintet together. So it's been fun.
Well,
he's a serious cat, man. Jerry's a serious cat, boy. Whoa.
So Jerry is one of the reasons that you and Akiko.
Yeah, he introduced us. He kind of got us together, and not to get us together, but that's how we met through him. And then we played gigs probably, I don't know, for maybe 5 or 6 years together. And I was always fond of Akiko, and we always had like a nice bond. And then I don't know, just one time we were somewhere, I think we were in Chicago, and we just kind of had this connection, and that was it. I think we got together about 4 or 5 months later.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we got married probably, I don't know, 3 months after that.
Wow. So that's the real deal stuff right there.
Well, I mean, once you know, it's there's no, there's no, I've had enough failures in my life where I know what to, I know when I got a good thing,
Well,
and that's no disrespect to anybody other than I'm talking about myself, me screwing up, so, when I met Akiko, I knew I have to let her know how I feel, so
I found another picture of you and Akiko, and I think Nance is going to be familiar with this sax player as well.
Oh, it's Ralph.
Ralphie boy.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
This is recent. Where? Oh, this is at Smalls.
That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Who's the drummer, Joe?
That's Cliff Barbaro.
Cliff Barbaro. Okay. But yeah, Ralph.
I love this picture.
Yeah, this was. Oh yeah, this was recent.
Yeah, 2 weeks
She's
ago.
got a little mini.
She's got her mask on, and Cliff's got his
little mini foot. Someone help tell me pedals. The pedals.
Yeah, the foot pedals. Yeah.
See, that's how you know I'm old, because I can't remember.
But yeah, I mean, the one time, Joe, that I saw Nance, I know we shouldn't make this about Nancy, but the one time I saw Nancy at the Blue Note in New York,
Ralph was with me.
Ralph was on.
Yeah.
Ralph was on that gig.
But wait, let me share something.
Please, it's your show.
I have something to share.
It's your show.
No, it's not. It's
No, you can share just as much as me. So.
Well, I only have one picture.
Bring it on.
It's just one picture that I have that I found in my stuff the other day. And I said, "Whoa, check this out." Wait a second now.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to share.
Oh, do you? Do you really?
Because I have a picture ready, but I'll see if it's the same one that.
Oh no, it's not up on my site. This is in my private collection. I didn't put this up.
Okay.
You ready?
Let's go.
Oh yeah, I remember that gig.
No. That is the picture, Nance.
Oh really?
Yeah, I remember that gig. That was a good gig, man.
What is Dino doing in that? I mean,
he's making onion face, man.
Baby.
That's what we call onion face.
Chord, man.
That's when you're getting in the mud.
You dig? He's up in that chord is a mole, bro. I tell you.
Oh, like he's hitting that,
That's why we love Dino, man. That's why Dino's a bad cat. That picture says it all right there.
He is a bad cat.
Yeah,
you know what?
Bobby too, man. Bobby was there. That's great, man. Yeah.
Bob says to me, "Well, all you see is my head." I says, "No, that's all you see."
Can I ask you a question? Oh, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just going to say it's shocking. It's a little inside joke. Nance, I'm amazed that Bob actually dressed up for the gig.
Oh, no. Ooh.
Well, no,
No.
Our little backstory, Joe, we had Houston Person on earlier this month, and we had a picture of Nancy and Houston playing together at the Fulton Jazz Festival. Houston's wearing a nice pinstripe suit. Nancy's looking,
like this.
No, yeah. Nancy's looking amazing. And they're just kind of like talking to each other. And then there's Bob sitting in the middle wearing a t-shirt.
Wait a minute, man. Wait. Wait a second, man. Hold the train. Wait a second. Bob goes up that gig at the Fulton Jazz, which I saw you. We could got so many things we could talk about. He goes up the Adirondacks before that gig every year. So on the way back from camping for a week, he gets on stage. I'm going, could you at least shave or something, man?
It's
You know, they got like a raft and kayaks on the car, you know.
that's not uncommon for great musicians to do stuff like that, man. Yeah. I've seen that happen. You know, usually the better musicians are the ones that do that. The cats that can really play, sometimes they just don't, you know.
Well, you know, we're not, you know, we're not present when we're in that place.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, you know, as long as that music, as long as you keep the main thing, everything else is just, you know, you never know what's going to happen, man, you know.
But, man, no. I mean, I listen, I joke about Bob Snyder, and Bobby's fine.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. I brought him down to Birdland with me. I thought, first of all, he'd get a big kick coming to New York and his brother's there, and you know, playing Birdland is a fun thing to do. And that's back before he had the theater, so I would be upstairs. You know, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice club. I know. Great club.
Let's do one of those with Kiko and you and me. Let's do that.
Hey, if I'm, you know, I hope we could do it. I'd love to. I would love to.
Let me ask him about that, because I've been wanting to do something with Kiko, and of course I adore working with you. Are you kidding me, man? It's like butter.
Man. That would be great. That'd be great, man. I'd love to do it. Yeah, sure.
I mean, this might be an impossible question to answer, but I mean, do you have a favorite room to work in Manhattan? I mean, you've been obviously.
Great question, Eric.
You've been all over the world, but I mean, is there one room in Manhattan that just the vibe just is? I mean, it's just better than any other one.
Well, let me say it this way: the two clubs I played the most at are the Vanguard and Smalls.
I figured Smalls was going to be one of them. Yeah.
And the Vanguard too, because I did a weekly gig there for, you know, on and off for.
Were you in that band?
20 years, yeah.
The Monday night band.
Yeah. And I've done week-long gigs there also. So I'm just saying the number of gigs that I played in New York.
Okay.
I've been to those two clubs. But like Smalls is like my home court. You know, like every jazz musician has a home court. You know what I mean? Like you can name me cats that you know on the scene now, and I'll tell you what club that's their home court. Like in other words, Smalls is my home court. So I would say I would have to be remiss if I didn't say Smalls was my favorite place to play. But I would say of all the clubs in New York, I like Dizzy's.
Dizzy's I love Dizzy's.
Dizzy's has got to say there's a certain ping in there. You know, there's a certain thing that when you find it, you can really make your horn. You know, the horn rings.
I found the sound good there too. I really
like Dizzy's.
Yeah, I liked it a lot there, and of course Todd E. Bear was booking it back then. He's always supported me, so he brought me in a couple times. Nice. That room is nice, man. You probably got to do the 7:30 show, though. I'm quite sure.
Yeah, no, I worked there with, you know, some more upscale people, I guess, you know, like I worked there with Ray Barretto and Sonny Fortune and some other people. And then, you know, I've done some other, you know, recently I played there with some people like Willie Jones's band a few times, and
he's
like
another bad.
But I used to do late nights there too. I used to play late nights. Well,
that's what they put me in there because I'm not an A-list, you know, jazzer. I mean,
well, that's not even about it, man. Just you take the slot that you're gonna take. It's all good, man. People come to the late nights too, man. You know, it's all good. And
you get a great view.
You should see that standing on that stage, Eric. Oh my God!
My parents have been there for a number of shows. I'm ashamed to admit, as the jazz nut that I am, that I've yet to go to a show at Dizzy's. But it's a bunch.
The piano's great too.
The thing about Dizzy's is, like going in that direction. It's really a place where you can play. Like it's even though it looks spectacular and you think like, oh, maybe it's a little bit of a show. It is a bit of a show. It's
well,
a
the
natural
stage
show.
itself is small.
You're right, and it's a natural show because you're seeing the nature out there. You're just seeing buildings, but you can actually get to something on the bandstand because usually you're there 5 or 6 nights, five nights probably.
Right.
I love
so there is a time in that where you feel like you're playing at the Vanguard. Yeah, you feel like you're playing at the Vanguard.
Yeah.
It has an authentic jazz house feel,
yes.
even though it's very glamorous.
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Boy, talk about nervous. That really made me nervous.
What?
What's that?
Working there?
Yeah. Well, I'm not in town.
You're a singer, man. You're a singer. You got. I mean, that's tough. You took a tough job, man.
What's my name they announced, man?
You're right.
Like,
exactly.
oh
exactly.
shit! It's getting real.
Now,
yeah, that's cool, man. That's why you do it, though.
How many times did you play? I mean, it's sad because the club just went under. How many times did you play the jazz standard?
Not as much. I worked there a little bit with Benny Wallace a few times, and I worked there with Lou Hayes' band a few times. But it wasn't one of my, it would be like once a year, once every couple of years.
Not one of your regular haunts.
No. But it's a good place. It was a good place too.
Good place. Yeah. I never played there. I have seen people there.
Yeah.
But when I say we, my daughter lived on 29th Street and Park. So they were one block away.
Oh, yeah, right there. Yeah. Also, the Katana was right there.
Yeah, that cat never cared for me, and I don't know why. I'm very sorry. He just passed, Gino.
Yeah, no, Gino.
Maratti. Yeah.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. I'm a little too Syracuse, like.
Don't lose that.
No, I can't lose it. It's who I am. So when did you start playing the horn? Was that your first thing, or did you play piano, or like what happened?
Well, my parents bought a piano when I was about 11 or 10 or 11. So I started to play that. My dad showed me, my dad could actually pick out chords 1, 3, 5. And he also, I don't know if there used to be a music store called Joe Stagnita's Music on Salina Street.
I'm from Rochester, so.
Anyways,
back there.
He had all the fake books down there, so he would bring home fake books, and I would kind of just like I don't know, I just had a natural ability to like read the fake book and poke out the tune. So I was doing that at 10. At age 12, I met Jack Palmer at Our Lady of Pompeii School. Jack Palmer was played in Sammy Spears Orchestra. He played with Bunny Berrigan. He played with Harry James. He was Frank Sinatra's roommate on Harry James's band. Wow. And he was in Syracuse for 2 years on some personal matters. And Mario DeSantis had him teaching at Pompeii School. And I met him there. And so I took lessons with him for like about a year and a half. And I was everywhere. I just followed him around. And so that was how I got into the trumpet, through him. Yeah. And, my dad was in the Pompeian Players. So he would always take me. I would go every night to the show. I would go to a lot of rehearsals too, but I would go to the show every night, and I would sit in back of the trumpet players. And the trumpet players was a guy named Guy Bono, and another guy named Billy Britton, and they were just good strong show
that
trumpet players.
Sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, they were like they could play a show anywhere in the world, man. They could go anywhere, and they'd be top notch show players, just like you have now in Syracuse. You have some guys like that. Just good, strong commercial cats, man.
Well, there's a lot of people that have stayed here to raise their families, take care of their children, blah, blah, blah. That whole thing. I stayed here because my daughter's here and my grandson's here now. And Yeah. It's just what you do sometimes,
Yeah.
It's a little tough. I get down to town when I can, but, of course, now it's, I with this COVID, I mean, I'm glad I'm in my house up on the lake here.
Yeah, nice.
This is peaceful. But Eric, what were we just talking about?
Well,
about getting into the trumpet.
Yeah.
And I played guitar too when I was young. I played when I was around the same age. I played guitar, and actually, to me, I don't really talk about this much, but in the middle 70s is when the Catholic Church switched over from their from Bach and all the classical music, and they started to do folk music. Like if you remember, that's like 1973, 72, you know, Up and Away. Not Up and Away, I mean Up with People.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was a movement in the 70s. So
Yeah.
I actually played guitar in my church every Saturday night for the masses. And we played folk music. I was like 13 years old, 14 years old. And I was the lead guitar player.
So this explains to me why you have such a strong connection to harmony and harmonics, because your playing is very lyrical when you play. You know, I can hear you're very aware of your chordal surroundings, you know, when you play. It's not just a show off show, like, you know what I mean? Like you find melodies with and things, man. It's cool.
So true.
Well, you know, to do that kind of thing, you need chops, which I don't have.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah, but your chops are in your heart, man.
Thank you.
Chops are in your heart.
Did this guy have
chops?
No,
that's my man.
Did this guy have chops?
Right, that's my man. Now that guy, let's talk about him.
Sal Amico, yeah.
Yeah, now he changed my life. Actually, if you want to know, first of all, you know, I met Pete Procopio is really the guy who brought me in to jazz, because he had the gig at Sue Lynn's at the time. Well, and he was hiring Joe Romano, and he was hiring Sal and J.R. Montrose, and also Danny Kahn from Pittsburgh, another great trumpet player.
I don't know that guy.
He was bringing up, you know, he had Rick Montalbano was there, sometimes Taro Hammer. Tommy Briganti was playing bass also.
Tommy's still playing.
No, I know. I talk to Tommy twice a week, you know.
What?
Oh yeah, me and Tommy, we've been boys for, you know, him and Jimmy Johns. That's the trio, man.
He always comes up to me. We just had a get together. Wait, let's finish the Sal Amico story.
So anyways, I'm just saying, I met Sal Amico through Pete Procopio, and when I met Sal, he, for some reason, man, he just knew exactly what to show me to how to get into jazz. He just showed me the right records and the right exercises that I guess Sam Mancuso, a guitar player 30 years earlier, had shown everybody. Like Sam Mancuso had been in New York, he had been around Bird, I guess, or I don't know how we got all this knowledge, and literally when I came to New York, just by being around Sal for 3 years, I was way ahead of everybody else, man. Like in my age. I don't want to say, I shouldn't say it that way. I just felt like I knew a lot of things that other people
had a leg up, man.
About.
You had a leg up. That's what you had.
Yeah, because I was hanging with J.R. Montrose. I mean, one time I was over J.R.'s house and Sonny Rollins called him on the phone. And J.R. gave me one of these. I'll see you next time, man. Later. You know, he's talking to Sonny, you know, about mouthpieces and shit. So, you know, it's you know, I came from good people. And you know, Sal, you knew Sal, man. Sal was a beautiful cat. And to this day, I've never heard a trumpet player play better than Sal. I've heard other great trumpet players like Tom Harrell and Freddie Hubbard and you know Randy, and I heard Harry James, but you know, I also heard Sal Amico. He was also a great trumpet player that, you know, I still have in my ears, man.
There is a very rich history and strain of authentic jazz in this area.
Yeah.
So it helps. It helps. I mean, there's only a few places in the country where that's going on.
Yeah.
You can't go to Nebraska and find that. You can't. You know what I'm saying. I'm just saying concentration of players.
I will say this though. There's good players everywhere, man. There's good players all over the country. You know,
but you must agree that we have a concentration of a lot of cats that came out of this area.
Especially at that time, there was because Nick Brignola lived in Albany. Menza used to come back. Menza's still going strong, you know, out in LA. But I mean, he would come back once in a while. You know, you had Barry Kiner, you know, in there. You know, let's not forget about Frank Moser too, man.
The Moes, man. I worked with the Moes. I think the Moes affected me more than anybody. I didn't know it at the time, but he was a for real cat, man.
I could probably say that too. Actually. Moes really affected me, man, because the way Moes played time.
Do you remember?
Pardon me?
I'm sorry, honey. Talk about Moser. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the way Moes, his time feel, the way he played changes. I I might have when I was younger. I think I might have, he might have had more influence than anybody. We used to listen to records all the time together, man. For us in a certain year and a half period, we were always hanging.
Yeah. Did you know Frank Mosier?
Yeah, sure. I
have the blessing of hearing him play. But I was with him when I was an absolutely uncollected person. Completely. I had no idea what I was doing, or, I was just soaking it all in, man. I knew at that point it was going to be jazz. But I was still had a lot of arms out all over the place. You know what I mean? Still trying to figure out how to reel it all in. But I think Mose had a lot to do with that, because he was for real. He was deep. I wish we had something we could play from him sometime. He's still with us.
He is.
Saw him not too long ago. Didn't we see him? We saw him at your gig.
Yeah, the gig at Larry's. Yeah,
that's where I saw it.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Mose has got to be what in his
83 now, maybe 82, 83.
Yeah, great player.
He's cool though, man. He's cool. He watches stuff online, and sometimes he writes me and critiques it a little bit, man. He'll let me, he keeps me in my place. If it's good. He's good.
Oh, I got to pick. Nancy knows me. We're talking about him. I got to bring up.
Well, the people need to know. El Mozo. John Rohde says El Mozo. Do you know John Rohde?
Yeah, of course. We came up together. Yeah.
He's Father Rohde now.
Yeah, I know. He found his thing, man. It's great.
He found his thing. He found his niche.
Good.
Here we go. This is for those who don't know. This is the man himself, Mose.
That's him.
Oh boy, the world needs to know about the Mose, man.
Yeah, the Mose, man. I tell you, you get him on the right tune, he can hang with anybody.
But it really is something to be from an area where
he was an alto player, right?
Yeah, alto. Yeah. Beautiful sound.
Sorry.
Beautiful sound on the alto. Beautiful sound.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, to come like Joe, to come from an area, no matter where Joe has been in this world, to come from an area where you have so many influences and so many great players, it's something that stays with you the rest of your life.
Yeah, sure.
The Sal Amicos, the Joe, the J.R. Monteroses, the Frank Mosers. It's, again, we are blessed to have the lineage that we have here in Central New York.
Definitely. I mean, I'm so lucky. I was just talking to Rick about it. Rick Montalbano, about 2 weeks we were on the phone. And we were both talking like how lucky we were to be around the people we were around. I mean, he was telling me he was playing with the tenor player 5 nights a week. Who's the tenor player we played with? Remember I said Rick was playing with him in Utica? It'll come to me.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Glenn Cashman?
No. This cat's a Blue Note artist. He was one of the cats. He died young, a real tenor player. I can't, but anyways, and then he used to play with Jack Palmer, who was Jack used to live in the Utica in the Rome area. He used to come back a lot and play at the old the Beaches Hotel.
I played there with Rick.
Yeah, the old Beaches. So no, but I mean the one before that, the first Beaches, like the Mafia Beaches. That one.
I wasn't around during those.
Yeah. So he used to play up. He used to have
Mafia.
Come up and do 6 nights a week for like 3 months, and then go back to New York or go back to Florida. No. I think it was Tina Brooks. Rick was playing with Tina Brooks.
Oh.
Tina Brooks, 5 nights a week in Utica. Sonny Rollins lived in Syracuse for a while, and he lived in Utica for a while because there was steady nights up here. You could come up here and work, a month at the same club.
Yeah, I've worked as of late. I've been working more often with Rick. I've worked. Of course, I've worked with Dino forever and ever and ever. But lately, I've been working with Rick, and man, we got a nice little thing going.
He told me. He said he really has fun. Him and Jimmy.
No, we have a really nice time, man. We really.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And I'm in love with him as a person. I mean, he's funny as hell. He's sick.
Yeah.
We had him on this show. It was one of the funniest shows we did.
Oh yeah, Joe, do yourself a favor and watch our show with Rick and
do yourself a favor and watch that.
you'll have a good laugh. By the way, I did look up, but yeah, I didn't realize that Tina Brooks only lived to 42. Man.
We got Mike Melito in the room with us. You know Mike Melito in Rochester, another great bopper.
Yeah.
He said Tina Brooks Rick played with. Yeah, all right. I see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, not just Syracuse, Rochester's got some players.
Man. Rochester. Well, plus they have the school, they have the conservatory there. So you have two different levels, man. You got some, just old, beboppers like Mike DiMartino and Richie Vitale and Danny Vitale and Mike Melito and, Fred Stone and, I know I'm missing cats, but then you got the cats that come out of the conservatory. They're like, just monsters, So
there's a lot of guys that came out of there.
Yeah. Did you just mention?
I worked with, and they live like Tamir Hendelman. He's out in LA.
Oh yeah, Tamir. Yeah. I work with Tamir. Yeah.
Did
you just mention Richie Vitale, Joe?
Yeah, Richie Vitale, good friend of mine, man.
Just so happens, I think I found a picture. I believe Richie's in this picture. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, that's about 2 weeks ago.
What?
And the gentleman at the bottom right is a longtime friend, Nancy, of my dad's, a guy named Frank Figuera.
Oh, really? That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Where was this at?
That's at that coffee place on McDougal Street, Reggiano's or not? Cafe Reggio.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, that was established in 1917. That coffee house. Yeah.
But yeah, Frank Figuera, Richie Vitale, and who's the fourth guy?
That's John Eckert, man. That's a great trumpet player.
I love this picture. This picture.
Yeah, found it on
once in a while we get a hang, man. We just call some cats, see if you want to get coffee and go talk,
Yeah, no, I loved it. In fact, I think I found it on your Facebook page. It's just a nice hang between four friends. So
yeah. We have a good time, man.
Nice. How long does it take you to get into town?
Well, if I drive since COVID, I don't know, 15 minutes, But usually if I have a gig at night, I'll leave 40 minutes wherever it is, to get to the gig. If I take the train, still 40 minutes,
You're brave.
But with no traffic, 15 minutes, Yeah. It's a good situation, you can. I come out here and we actually live right across the street from the ocean, so I get the air, I get the ocean air, and I get the nice vibe out here. And then I drive into Manhattan, so
That's my dream. Well,
you can get some cheap apartments out here now, man. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure, but what you call cheap is not what I can afford.
Yeah.
There's two of you. You probably call like 1,500 cheap.
I wish.
Yeah. See, I like you know what my mortgage is? I'm not going to tell you because this is live on the world. But oh my God,
I hope Nancy's going to go along with me on this, but since we got about a half hour to go, is there a chance like maybe we could take a pause and you maybe play a little something for us? I know the horn's right near you.
I kept the horn out today. I practiced all day, but maybe I could drum up something.
Oh, well, if you practiced all day and you're...
Where you want me to play something live? I mean, you would rather play a recording?
We could play a recording, but we want to also play live if you want to. We don't want to make you
know what? If you want us to play a recording, we can do that. And then at the end of the show, maybe you could do like just 2 or 3 minutes live of something.
Yeah, wait till the end of the show, man.
All right, wait till the end of the show. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool. I'll have to play with a mute though because
that's my favorite thing in the world. A muted trumpet. A muted trumpet. Like if you play a muted trumpet and I was 30 years old, I'd be a romantic puddle on the floor.
You can do that at 72.
Oh yeah, so they say.
No.
I'm not 72 yet, for God's sakes.
No, 70.
TOO. All right, wait a minute. Okay. Oh my God.
I just realized combined the three of us were about 180 years old.
Eric, I know you a long time, man.
Oh!
No, I do. I know you a long time, right?
I know. We go back. I mean, I was just starting out as a music director when that first record came out. I think I was thinking of this before the show. I think the first time I ever saw you, or one of the first times, was at Procopio's Jazz Showcase, and you were playing with you were playing with Andy Fusco.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
Wait a minute, the Big Soap guy.
The what?
He used to call himself the Big Soap guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, maybe that's something he only said to me.
Well, Andy played football when he was.
Wow.
One time we finished a gig. We were down somewhere, Binghamton University or something. So we were done. And we're walking back to our cars, and he goes, "So, you want to share a bag of chips?" And no, he was a great guy. He was a great guy, man. He passed. Didn't he pass?
No. He's alive and well. He's alive and well.
Thank goodness. But no, we do go back.
He was in that Vanguard band too.
Changes in his head.
Yeah, right.
No, we do. No, I'm proud to say that you and I go back a ways. Not as long as you and Nance, but we do go back a ways. And I'm just, I mean, you're somebody that I've always wanted to have on this show, and it's fun that we're finally.
Oh my God!
You've always been real supportive of me, man. Your vibe with me was always like uplifting, man. So I really appreciate that. When I was young, man, when I first started coming up, you were always so cool, man. And I knew we were about the same age. In fact, I'm older than you. But
you got me by a few years, yeah.
But I'm just saying, I don't know, your vibe was different than the musician's vibe, but you still love the music. So it was good to be around you, because it was like, oh yeah, that cat's cool, man. You don't have to be dark or jealous.
No,
you do not know how you are making Eric's life right now. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's true though. I'm not making it up.
I know you are.
No,
that's how we all feel about him.
I appreciate that, Joe, and the feeling's mutual, and I agree with Nance. I mean, in terms of just the best lyrical trumpeters that I have ever played in my 25 years in radio, God, I just always, it was.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It was always a treat to play your recordings. And
thanks.
It's weird being out of radio, but fortunately we have the ability to go online, and I can pull up any Joe Magnarelli CD I want. And
how many have you got, Joe?
I think I have
13.
Maybe a little north of that, maybe 14 or 15, yeah, altogether. Because I have some in Europe, that are out as a leader also. They, they're all over now. But I mean, I did them in Europe, and they're European companies. I only did one that I put out myself. That was a strings record. Everything else is on different companies here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm associated with Cellar Jazz Records, which is out of Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
That's Corey Weed's label.
Corey
right?
Weed's.
Yeah. In fact, I have something coming out soon. It's a live thing with Gary Simonian that we did a few years back, but he's going to put it out, and it's good. It's good timing, because obviously I haven't been in the studio or anything like that.
And he'll do the packaging for you and some distribution.
Yeah, he does. He puts the whole thing out. He pays us, and he puts the whole thing out. And I did my last record with him too. I've worked with as a sideman for him for years, but finally he gave me a chance to do my own thing. Well, he he wanted me to do the music of Tad Dameron.
Oh.
Ooh.
So because he had it's a long story, but that's how it worked out. I worked on it, and I came up with the music, and Don Sickler helped me a little bit to get some music, but it did very well. It did very well in the charts, and we got a 2-week tour out of it, like a real tour of festivals and stuff. And so it was cool. It was cool. He's a good association to be associated with.
Speaking of associations, I mean, considering that you have your lovely wife is an organist, and I used to host the B3 Bonanza every Friday. I got to ask you, if you don't mind talking about your association with this gentleman right here, Brother Jack McDuff. Now you were.
Well,
I hear a Kiko.
Again, he's a big influence on my life, man. I mean, I worked with him for Work with him for probably, like in other words, when I got the gig, let's say, okay, so before that I subbed, but when I got the gig and when I stopped doing the gig, I probably didn't miss one of his gigs for 3 or 4 years, And then I might have worked with him a few times after that, but before that, I worked with him for a couple of years too, just as a sub, or maybe I got the gig and then, maybe not, one of those kind of things. But eventually, I started working with him. So and then we would work 3 nights a week in Harlem, or 4 nights a week. 3 nights a week in Harlem, 2 weeks a month. So it was definitely 6 nights a month you'd work with him.
Wow.
And then there would be other little things in town. But I never worked with him out of town. I only went out of town with Jack maybe 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember a record of his called the Heaton System, I think.
The Heaton System. That's right. That's my first record date.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story about that record, man?
I think it was Jerry was on that record, right?
Jerry, Byron Striplin, Rudy Petchower, Andrew Beals, and then he also had a funk bass player and a funk drummer. Played the funky tunes.
Right.
But Byron Striplin brought in Byron Striplin to play the high notes.
Right. And, Byron, right, Nance?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you must have worked with Byron. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us.
I did the West Coast Newport West Coast Jazz Party, and he was one of the. Have you ever done one of those jazz party gigs?
Yeah, I've done.
So everybody's there, like everybody,
Yeah.
But I had the most. I'll tell you who found me was Terry Gibbs, man. We just hit it. So we have Butch Miles on drums and Terry Gibbs.
Nice.
Lynn, what's the bass player? It's just
Lynn Seaton.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I don't remember, but yeah, yes. Well, Byron was one of the other people, and he played a little. He put his mute in, played a little, sat down, played a little.
Yeah, he's back at man.
Byron's around, man.
So there's a story behind the Heaton System.
Oh yeah, so obviously we're working McDuff. The gigs are from 10 to 4 in the morning. So obviously you're drinking and you're smoking. So it's a scene. You know what I mean? It's a lifestyle.
Right.
So we get in the studio for the first time, and this is I had done a heavy record before that, or a couple. Actually, I did some records, but this is the first time I was actually with a jazz, a current jazz icon, as a jazz trumpet player. So anyways, I think I did pretty good on the record. But before the date started, we were in a square, and it's like if you're sitting at the dining room table, and the father is at the head, and the family is like this, right? Yeah. So that's how kind of we were set up, and I was directly to his right. So we're getting the first tune of the day. I got a solo, and no, maybe it wasn't that tune. It was another tune, but it was the first tune. And he looked at me, and he had a joint, and he goes, "Magnarelli, here." And I said, "No, man, no. I got to be cool, man. Leave me alone." And I think that was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life, man, because that record actually came out pretty good, and I might have totally screwed it up if I had taken some of that. I wasn't ready for that. Now I could do it, no problem, man. Bring it on.
Oh, you're lucky.
But back then I wasn't ready to go into that head into the studio, So, anyways, I just remember that. I always remember him extending his arm and go like, "Hey, Magnarelli."
Yeah.
But I said no.
No, it's the life we live. I explain this. I try and explain it to some of my students. I'm saying it's learning a jazz tune does not make you a jazz player or a jazz singer. It's a life. This is a life.
It's a life. And if you listen to Going Out of My Head on that record, he never plays the melody. Like we rehearsed that tune, man, for like 3 weeks. In the club and private rehearsals. And he played the melody just like the car, whoever recorded it, he just totally nailed it. And he just got done, taking a couple hits, and he listened to the melody, man. It's beautiful, but it's not the melody.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was great. But anyways, little things like that you remember, you remember little things like that,
I'm not very good at smoking weed. Plus, I've always been very careful. My instrument is internal.
It's not. It's just. It's a. It's.
I do enjoy wine though.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's got to have their little thing as long as you don't abuse it. That's the main thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, you have had the fortune of playing with, you know, so many incredible people, and I think there might be some people watching right now that might want to know how you. So you obviously had a long association with a gentleman by the name of Harry Connick Jr.
Yes, sir.
You
was
played
with Harry
Harry's
about,
band?
Yeah, I was there for about 4 years. Yeah.
So you and Jer were on the road?
Well, me and Jerry were on the road with Lionel Hampton.
Oh, whoa!
And Harry Connick Jr. We were in Harry played piano for a while with Lionel Hampton.
Why did that? Wow, I did not know that Harry played in Hampton.
Oh yeah, we were on the bus together for a while. Yeah, sure.
Harry is truly a musical genius. He's amazing what he does, and you know he's the guy that he's the ultimate front person for there isn't anything. I never seen anyone there's just not much he can't do.
Right.
He's so musical.
I agree with you.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, he's got the whole thing. He's got that thing. That's marketable.
Well, Harry's a brilliant cat, man. He really is.
He is, and he grew up in it.
His mind is you know, he's working things out in his mind. You know, at one time it was funny. I was on the band for 4 years, but I probably was only on the road for, you know, like a year and a half of that time. You know, if you put it all together, you know, a lot of it was just running out here and there and, you know, stuff. But right. It's funny to see a cat like that on the road, like the things he goes through trying to present the show. And so at one point he kept switching the band around. Like he would he would spread the trumpets out. He was, you know, like he had all these different things he would do.
You want to arrange the sound.
But it mattered because the technical people had to set it up, and it was, you know, it was very, you know, so it was like a big thing. So for a while, he had set the band up so I was right on his left hand, like the piano was right there. I was playing here, and I could see everything he did in his left hand. And man, I tell you, I learned so much about music in that period. That how many weeks that lasted. But just watching the way he would, like when he played solo piano, when he would comp for himself, you know, he played like just solo and sing, and just like the bass notes and the way, you know, it's like, wow, man, I would have never thought, it was an education every night.
No, his musicality's deep.
And also the other education I got in that band was listening to Leroy Jones play every night.
Oh man,
that Leroy Jones is the real deal.
Oh,
he's Freddie Hubbard, he's Woody Shaw, he's all that, you know, he's Leroy Jones, man. He's bad.
You know what's sad about it's happy, but it's sad. I mean, he's a commercial success. So he's playing to an audience where maybe 5 people understand what Leroy Jones is playing.
Yeah, but Leroy Jones did very well, man. Let me tell you, he got what he deserved, you know, a secure life. And he lived like a middle-class, successful person playing jazz trumpet, man. And he can play in any situation, man. If Cedar Walton would have called him for the gig, he would have been able to handle that gig. You know, he's a cat. He's a real cat, man. You know, he's a quiet family man. He's just a quiet cat, man.
Yeah. I just was listening to Leroy today on one of my favorite records of his. It was called Mo Cream from the Crop. And he's playing, I know a cut, you know very well, Joe, is Bourbon Street Parade.
Yeah, man. That's the anthem.
That's one of the New Orleans has got a number of anthems, but that one is definitely
that's true. Yeah.
Right up there. But yeah, no.
What would you say the number one anthem is in New Orleans?
The number one anthem, I mean, gosh.
I don't know. I've never.
I mean, I guess One the Saints, but that's the other than One the Saints.
Boy, I mean,
I don't know. You got us.
South Rampart Street Parade. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Bourbon Street Parade's up there. St. James Infirmary is too.
Yeah.
That's too slow. I wouldn't call that an anthem. I mean, it's hard. You really can't pick one because New Orleans has so many songs that are. I mean, I love Louis Armstrong's holiday song, Christmas Time. in New Orleans, and is that you, Santa Claus? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
so many great artists and so many great songs associated with New Orleans. I'm proud to say that I have been to New Orleans, and
I haven't been.
You haven't been, Nance?
No.
Oh.
But it's not really a jazz. You're not, and there's only really
it's not like a jazz thing. Well,
No.
First of all, they have to send me tickets. See, that's the way that works.
Yes, they do.
I don't just go. I gotta get tickets. Like Joe gets it.
You have both correct me if I'm wrong. You have both been to Japan, right? Both of you. No.
All jazz people.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
I mean, you've been to Japan, Joe. What do you say? How many times would you get?
Oh man. Well, I was there with Toshiko Akiyoshi probably at least 10 times.
Man.
And then I was there with Harry Connick once. I was there with my wife, Akiko. She booked a few tours and was happy enough or nice enough to let me play maybe 3 or 4. Like we did 4 times. So I've been there probably 15, 16 times.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. And I've been to China. I've been to China 3 times. I've been to Taiwan once. We went one time with Kiko, her gig. We went to where did we go? What was that place? Halfway around the world, the festival. In Indonesia. Yeah, we were in Indonesia. I forgot the name of the festival.
Jakarta?
Jakarta, yeah.
Yeah,
Jakarta
the jazz festival there.
It was a beautiful festival, man. It was unbelievable.
Place is sinking, man.
It was unbelievable, like the whole thing, but the thing is you're so jet lagged, you can't have fun, man.
I can't
You're
do
just trying
it,
to stay awake to it all,
Oh, you
yeah,
can't.
I know. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
You can't, man. That's what ambience for.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I always arrange it so that I got a day. I mean, a solid day and a half.
Yeah, you have to.
Then they always want to rehearse the next, and I'm like, it takes 3 days. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I've never been on a flight that just takes.
Oh, it's wretched.
Half a day, if not.
Yeah.
Half a day, 30 hours from Syracuse, New York.
Yeah.
And Australia is even longer, I guess.
Yeah. I'm glad I went to Australia, but I don't need to go back. It's a great place, though. It's a great place. I mean, if they just dropped me there and that was it, that'd be cool. It's fine. But I don't. That journey is too much, man.
Yeah, it's too much. You would have to be wealthy and fly first class so you could sleep.
That is different. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot, Joe. I'm going to see if you can tell me if you can remember where this picture was taken. Now, Nancy, Joe has played with the best of the best, and he plays with people of all different generations, as you'll see in this photo right here.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, it's my girl, man. She's
now,
great.
Let me get this. Is this the St. Andreu jazz band?
Yeah. Okay. I forgot what tune we were playing at Clifford Brown too.
I've heard about this.
Where can you tell us where this was? A little bit about the band, and tell us about this the young lady next to you.
Okay, well, that's Andrea Motis.
Oh,
and she's a big star, man. She's a singer and a trumpet player. She sings great, and she has a little bit of an accent, but it's very sexy. And and she's a good trumpet player. And I've known her since she's like 14. And her boyfriend at the time was 16. And they both used to come to the Jamboree to hear me play.
Okay.
And they come and say hello and all that. Anyway, she turned into a star. She's on what record label is she on? She's on Verve, right?
Is she?
Yeah, she's on Verve. Yeah. And she just turned into this huge star, man. They toured all over the world. And
wow.
That was like, we did that 2 years ago. That was, she's older now. She's in her 20s there. In fact, she's pregnant. I think she just had a kid.
Oh my goodness.
She just had a baby. Yeah, she just had a baby.
And you can tell from that picture you guys are doing a Clifford Brown.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know exactly what. Wow. That was a big show. That was a big band with the same. So that's the St. Andrea Jazz Band, which is run by a guy named Joan Chamorro.
Yes.
He's a great guy. And it's a suburb off of Barcelona. Like it's like Liverpool to Syracuse, something like that. You know?
That's where I am right now, Liverpool.
And that's it. That's
Thank
like
you, Joe.
San Andrea. Like you just all of a sudden you're not in Barcelona, you're in San Andrea. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
that's that's I saw that picture. I'm sure Joe will enlighten us.
Yeah. That was about my third or fourth time, you know. It's a great experience. The kids can really play, man. They're into it, you know.
By the way, somebody's saying hello in the chat right now. Barbara and Steve Brown. I know you know.
Oh, Steve Brown, man, one of the great guitar players who ever lived, right there.
That's
man.
right. That's right.
Hi, Barbara.
Yeah.
Hey,
and
Steve.
his son's a darn good bassist too.
Yeah, Miles is a bad cat, man.
Miles.
Steve's still a bad cat, man.
He is.
Steve taught me a lot, and still, I always look forward when I can get down the bandstand with him because he really knows what he's doing, and it's, you know, he just knows where it belongs.
Yeah.
He really does.
Steve's in the category of Jared Montrose and, you know, Joe Romano and those Nick Bergnoli. He's in that class, man. That's you know, he was a master, you know. In other words, I like somebody like me, I had to get to a certain level before Steve would even, you know, appreciate me, you know, or would even like, you know, and I'm glad he's like that, because if he wasn't like that, I might not have, you know what I mean? Like that's, you know, you need to have people to look up to, and Steve Brown was one of those people.
I think it's a really good point. I brought up the subject. I have a little bit of a problem with people, you know, like I said, I never called myself, I never called myself a jazz singer until a virtuoso said that to me. So I went through this whole career. I mean, the press called me that. I didn't call me that.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
You know, but when someone heavy said, yeah, you're doing it, I said, okay, I can use that. I can say that now. And that's what you're saying about someone like Steve. There's those moments in your career when you go, you know, like for years and years, there's a certain someone that you mentioned earlier who just said, no, man, she's not a jazz singer. And we'll talk about that off air.
I didn't say that. He said that, not me.
No, not you.
No, but getting back to Steve, man. You know, Steve is still superior, man. I mean, just because, you know, I'm older and he's older doesn't mean he's still, you know, I haven't caught up to him yet. You know, he's still, you know, he's always going to be better than me, man. You know, he's just because the way his mind thinks, he's into the music, man, and he's also.
Those guys know way more about jazz than I ever will.
Well, but plus Steve is also a highly talented cat, man. You know, he's a very talented guy, man. You know, so I'm happy he's watching, man. It's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Barbara's a sweetheart, man. I love Barbara. She's the greatest.
Good people.
Yeah,
Very good people. And
is there anybody you don't like?
Yeah,
me?
Come on,
yeah.
just tell us now. I mean,
who, me?
Who's on your shit list, Joe? Come on.
I got plenty.
I can think of a few. Over the years.
Well, we won't say, but you know.
Yeah, no, we won't.
You probably don't even know them, you know. But the thing is, in this day and age, you could pull up their picture in 3 seconds. So I don't want to do it, you know.
No. I promise you, I would not. I would not do that.
No, we don't do.
No, but it's true though.
Schmuck time.
It's true though. I love Steve Brown, man. I love Barbara. They're great people, man. I love, you know, yeah.
So I know we're coming towards the end. What's the last? Gosh, I mean, what's the last like 10 months been like for you? And on the flip side, what do you see for the future once we kind of get to the other side of this? I imagine someone like you, I know you're practicing and still keeping your chops, and you've been playing a little bit, but overall, this last 10 months has probably been hard on you, just like it's been hard on Nancy, just like it's been hard on any musician.
No, in a way, it's been hard because I think we all had to adjust our life, you know. Obviously, you know, and that's everybody, you know. I mean, most of us, anyways. We had to adjust our life. And for me, even though, and I hate to say this because everybody says this, but it's true. I did have a lot of stuff canceled and I lost out on a lot of money. But having said that, since I got married, I've been on the road a lot. And sometimes it works out that the Kiko's on the road when I'm not on the road. Right. So we got to spend a lot of time together. Once I got over the fact that there was going to be no more gigs for a long time, I started to approach my trumpet a different way. I started to practice things I've always wanted to practice that I never could because I was, having said that, I got to a new, the Schilke company. I had enough time to relax and think about things. I approached the Schilke company. They gave me a new trumpet, a kind of a one that I wanted. I had to pay a little bit for it, but, way underpriced. So I had some good things happen to me these 10 months. Plus the government, supplied me with money to live.
Yeah,
I don't need much money to live.
The unemployment's been great for us. It's been very helpful.
It's but having said that, moving forward, I'm getting a little tired now, man. I want to start to get out there,
Yeah.
And I think I have no doubt in my mind that there's going to be a lot of music around, man. In fact, if they say like New York's going down or New York is people are leaving New York, blah, 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 that bodes well for the jazz community, man. That just means more little spots that are going to open up and there's going to be music, man, because, they're going to have to rent these places out to somebody, so,
Yeah, good point.
I mean, I just think the music is going to be there, man. So I would, if I could just say something as an older person to anybody young listening, keep practicing and stay positive, man, because it's going to open up, man.
I agree.
I don't know what else is going to happen out here.
Right.
There's going to be music, man.
It's going to open up and it's going to be fresh and rested.
I think so, man. I think so.
Yeah, because it was getting rough. It was getting rough.
And plus, everybody's had a lot of time these 10 months to think about stuff, man. If you're really an artist, if you're really a serious musician, you think about things. And so, in this time, I think a lot of people, maybe figured out some stuff, man, too. Yeah. Which is going to help them going forward, No, I don't know.
No, definitely.
I agree with that. I mean, I teach voice to make a living, so I'm always in it every day, one way or another. And I'm always singing every day. So that's been a blessing for me. Yeah. But getting motivated to do tunes. Now, Rick and I have done a couple of collabs. I've been doing a few collabs here and there. Well, I even asked Kiko, but she said she couldn't figure out the
oh, yeah.
the interface. She goes, I don't know interface.
Come here, baby.
Oh, yeah. Because I'd love to do one with you guys.
All right. Well, maybe we can do it in the future. I don't know.
Oh no, it's tricky. Takes it's very tricky to do. Yeah.
The only time I've gotten a chance to see Akiko was that gig at Jazz Central with the two of you. Who was on drums? Was Carmen?
That was Carmen.
Yeah,
that was your Carmicans, Lance.
I call them my Carmicans.
Yeah.
So, but I saw you.
She plays at the Roxy Hotel in New York pretty regularly. Yeah, that's like her main gig now. She used to work at Showman's all the time. Woo. But Showman's is closing, I think. So I'm not sure what the future is there. But she's still at the Roxy as a regular.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can remember I was at you were out at the Fulton Jazz Fest. You and Akiko, Joe Strasser.
Yeah.
I don't know who else was on that. Was
Myron Walden.
Yeah. I can remember Akiko started playing. I can remember the sound man going, "Oh, okay, this is the real deal." And I started laughing my butt off. I said, "Yeah, welcome to my world, baby."
Yeah. Well, that's every morning when I wake up. I'm listening to Jimmy Smith and Larry Young solos. Here she is.
What, Akiko?
Hey, there she is.
How are you?
How are you?
Hi, Akiko.
Hi, Eric.
How are you? I was listening to your Sweet and Funky album earlier today.
Wow, thank you.
That's great.
No, okay. Yeah.
What's that tune I like? Sweet potato yam something. What is it?
Yeah, sweet potato yam.
Yeah.
That's the one I dig. When that comes in, like when you're putting the Pandora on and it circulates. When that comes on, I turn everything up. That's my kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's cool, man. That's
Thank
cool.
you.
Oh man.
She's gotta let the butler out and the two maids.
Oh no, you're the second jazz musician we've talked with that has a butler.
A butler, yeah. Well, is it time? Could we possibly? I know you got the mute.
Just a little something for us. Something to.
All right. Well, I figured it's Sunday, right?
It's Sunday. Yeah.
So I'll play Sunday.
Perfect.
Maybe I might have to ease into it because I haven't played in like 3 hours. So.
Oh come on, man, you'd be okay. That's right.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Magnarelli.
Perfect.
The Mags, as we say.
I had
Put a little tag. I put a little Roy Eldridge tag on there, just so you know.
I like it. I love it, my man. I love it. I had a feeling if he was going to play something, it might be Sunday or Sunday in New York. So you were thinking along the same lines. I love it.
There you go. See, we got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to let people know, this is just a personal plug for me. Every one of your projects, people need to check out if they haven't. And again, I mean, there's so many different ways that people can access music these days. But two of my all-time favorites that I got to play on WAER were the records you did with John Swana, New York Philly Junction and Philly New York Junction. Yeah. People want to check out some great stuff. You and John just killed it on those two projects.
Thank you. He's a great trumpet player, a really good friend, and a really good trumpet player. Yeah, I love him. Yeah, one of the best I've ever heard. Yeah.
Well, coming from you, that's high praise. That's high praise. So, man, Nance, I think this was all we asked for and more.
I think this is more fun than I've had in a long time.
Oh, that's nice. I'm so happy to hear that, man. I'm so proud to be on with you guys, man.
Yes.
You know, I'm so happy, man. It's great. I'm so glad you asked me.
Well,
we love you. Upstate New York loves you. And now, thankfully, New York City loves you.
I hope.
They do.
Thank you.
They do.
Joe is beloved everywhere, but listen, you know that this place is always home, and you know, you're not going to get better Italian cooking than right here in Central New York. So.
Nah, that's right.
You make her some meatballs or what?
Oh, I don't make meatballs so much, but I make sauce.
Oh, there we go.
Who makes some meatballs? You gotta have meatballs, man.
Yeah, you know.
All right, I'm coming over.
Sausage. I like sausage.
You like sausage? Listen, I got Larry Arlotta's meatball recipe up here.
Larry Arlotta. I love Larry Arlotta.
Oh God, we could go another hour just talking about Larry, but yeah.
All right, we could talk all night. I hope you guys have a lovely evening. I know our crew that's usually on, we have a little chat room, and they've all just been praising what a wonderful interview this was.
Oh, great, man.
They loved it. They just loved it. So we made a lot of people happy tonight, including the three of us.
We had a nice audience tonight.
Feels like a gig, man. I'm high. Take care. We love you in Akiko, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
The website is joemagnarelli.com, right? People can go there, and Akiko's got her site, and look forward to you. Listen, we all crossing our fingers that live music's going to come back bigger and better than ever. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. And when it does, I want to see the two of you, sharing.
Oh, we're going to get down. We're going to make some noise.
All right.
Yeah, great. Beautiful, man. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Hey,
bye-bye.
love you guys.
Continue
All right.
to stay safe. Good night.
Good night, Nance. Good night, Joe. Thanks. Take